Hi guys. I think I mute everything, right? Let's see. How did I do this? Yeah, if you guys can unmute yourself, right? Can you hear me? Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
Yes, you can.
Hey, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, we are recording the call. Just a reminder for everyone. Uh, okay, yeah. Okay. We have two people that would help us today. So basically, today's call is more like a solution thingy. Hold on, I have to send someone something. Oh, oh yeah. Okay. So today we'll be doing solutions basically to the tasks that we had last week. We have two guys who would be, or two persons, I don't know if they are both male anyways, who would be helping us out today. They would share their screens and they would code live. If you have suggestions for them why they code or suggestions for them why they write the codes, basically try to, yeah, basically try to, um, okay, basically try to provide suggestions for them on how to go about it. If you think they are doing it wrong, if you think, yes, they are doing it right, but maybe there are better ways to solve it, you can also provide it. But before they come on board, yeah, hold on. But before they come on board, I would like to see if there are probably any issues I could fix from people generally. Looks like there was no. Does anybody have any comments or issues so far with the internship? Okay, we have Walid. Okay. Walid, can you kindly go ahead?
Oh, um, how are you today? I feel I'm confused when I deal with GitHub, or I don't want what to do. I did some tasks on the web of the Hackby internship, and now I'm about to finish the second module, and I don't know what is the second step, or I'm on the right way or not.
I actually did not hear you clearly. So you said you have a challenge with GitHub, right?
Yeah, I don't know how to deal and uh, how to. Is there anything that we will submit on GitHub for the internship?
Yeah. Do you read the instructions on status? Did you read that?
I read it. I got the GitHub and other things. but I don't know exactly what to do.
Are you on stage zero channel? I believe you are, right?
Yeah.
Please, so it's very difficult when people say they don't know what to do. It's very difficult to help out, you know. So where exactly are you stuck? Can
I
you
I
be more
want to
specific?
know when to being transmitted from stage 0 to stage 1.
Have you submitted to stage one? Have you submitted on ArcBio Manager? Did you solve the task on stage zero?
I solved the tasks of module 1.
No, no, no. Are you on stage zero? Are you on stage zero channel on the workspace?
Stage 0.
Hold on, I'll share my screen.
I may share the screen with you, and because I don't know.
Don't worry, don't worry. Are you on this channel? Are you seeing my screen?
Yeah,
Are you on this channel?
I think. Yeah.
Are you?
Yes, yes. I have
So you saw all of this?
Hello. Okay.
Did you see all of this?
All of this are in the stage 1, stage 0.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Now I
Hope you
understand.
solve this.
Now I understand.
Now,
Uh,
when you solve this, you head over to internship manager. I don't
yeah.
know if I have that open here. Sorry about that. I don't know if I know the link or I heard. I don't have the link in my head. I have to check. Let's check.
I've tried to search for hack bio internship on GitHub, but I didn't find anything.
We did not ask you to. You can't upload anything to our GitHub.
Yeah,
This is the. So once you are done with your task, if you solve the task, so we also send updates every time, right? Please read on the when we send messages, please. There is nothing we can really do more than sending you messages to help you out, right? So once
okay,
you solve the task, come to ArcBio Manager and upload your solution, and you will get a response, whether you are promoted or not.
yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. And please, probably if anyone wants to help out, yeah, if anyone wants to help out, I mean, you guys understand the process now, right? There is a process, you solve the task, upload the solution to the task, and you get promoted. Basically, that's all. It's not complicated. You don't need any teams anymore right now. No more teams because all the teams are full, literally. They are full. So there's no space anywhere to form team, or it's just a waste of time if you're looking for teams, right? So please just get yourself on board, solve the task, learn the go to the learning workspace and learn. Use the knowledge from there to solve the tasks, and from there uh, proceed. So someone has a question concerning GitHub. So Doris, what's your question?
No, no, I
No, I
don't
said Doris,
know
not
how
you.
to deal with it or any need for GitHub and
Doris, can you unmute yourself? How do one get the GitHub link for the task? Please, for Doris, go to resources. There is a video on resources that
okay.
explains exactly what you need to do. Okay. Okay. let's see. Who was the first person that volunteered? Um, for the Python. I'm waiting. I'm looking for. Yeah, Adigite. Sorry, are you there?
Oh yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Are you
Okay.
with your PC?
Oh yeah, I'm joining on my PC.
Okay, then share your screen.
Okay. I'll do that right away.
Do you have access to the questions also?
Uh, yeah, I think I do.
Yeah,
Yes, I do.
okay.
So please
So
let me know if you can see my screen.
it's
Looking
coming
through
up.
it's dark.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
So
So
here's
let
the
me
thing.
just
As you code, try
yeah.
to explain why you are doing
Okay.
everything, and you have approximately 10 minutes
10
to.
minutes. Okay. Okay, so for tax 0, we're told to okay, I'm going to ignore the first one, form a team of 5. But we're told to form a team of 5, pick one programming language, then we're told to use a data structure to organize the following information using whatever programming language of your choice. So I decided to go with Python. And part of what we're told to do was not use functions, loops, conditional statements, or any complex code. So I'm going to switch to Google Colab right now. This is where I'm going to be writing my codes. So the first thing I want to do is I want to create a variable that would hold the details of my team member. And one of the things I can just do is use an intuitive variable name called team info. So variables are supposed to be intuitive. Anybody should be able to see your variable name and have a rough idea of what value is stored in that variable name. Then we use the equals to sign to assign values uh, to our variable name. Now, in this case, we're told to use data structure, and one data structure, we have about 3 or 4. Oh, sorry, this was a mistake. So we have about 3 or 4 data structure. One of them is lists. We have dictionaries. We have tuples. I think these were the data structures that was in the resource we were given, although there are more than this. But let's just stick to these two. Now, lists are usually represented with square brackets, so you could put more than one items in a list. So a list look like this. So you have maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the likes, all separated with commas. Then you also have a dictionary. A dictionary is you use a curly brace for dictionaries. But the difference between a list and a dictionary is that for dictionaries, it comes in name value pairs. So you could do something like this. You could put a name, which is going to be the key. So this is called the key. And after the key, you follow it with a colon and you specify a value. So which would be my own name. So this is how you create a dictionary. So you could have like multiple items in a dictionary, and all of these items should be a key value pair. So I can decide to add maybe age in this case, and I follow it with a colon and add a value. Let's just say 13. So the reason why I'm not putting 13 around the quotation mark is because it's not a string. So one way I like to think about this is anything that contains alphabets, any texts is always surrounded around quotation mark. But anything that has to do with numbers, you don't put them in quotation mark. Then you have tuples too. So tuples are created with a parentheses, and they are just like lists. The only difference between tuples and list is you cannot change tuples. You can't edit tuples, but you can edit a list. And aside that, the way you create a tuple is quite different from the way you create a list. So you just have to like enclose various uh content or various characters within a parenthesis. So I could do the same thing. This is 1, 2, 4, 5, and 5. So this is a tuple of numbers right here, and this is a tuple of lists. Now, if I'm to do the assignment, that's task 0. One of the ways I would like to organize my team members' information is to use a list of dictionaries. And how do I do that? So I start with creating a list, which is done using a square bracket. So this tells Python that I want to create a list and I want to store that list into a variable name called team info. Now, once I'm done with that, the next thing I can do is to now use a dictionary to hold the information of each team member. Now, to do that, I will just start with a curly brace. Then I'll start with name, which is going to be my key. Then I follow it with a colon, and I'm going to put the name of my team member. This is my name, by the way. Then when I'm done with this, I want to add, let's check Slack. So they ask for your name, your username, email, hobbies, country, and discipline. So once I'm done with this would hold the name of this individual. I follow it with a comma. A comma allows me to separate multiple items in a dictionary. So I add the next thing, which is Slack username. So add a Slack username. Remember, it's a text, so all text would have to be in quotation marks. And I'm just going to use a colon to separate the key from the value. So the value in this case is going to be a underscore added as a underscore. So this is my Slack username. So I'm done with this. The next thing I want to add is my country. I'm a Nigerian, and I will just put country here. So I put country, which is going to be my key, and I separate it from the value by using a colon sign or a colon symbol. Then I just put Nigeria here. The next thing is email. So I have to use a comma to separate this key value pair from the next key value pair I'm going to be creating. And once I'm done, I create the next key value pair, which is going to be my email address. So do email. I'm going to write email. And so I'm going to put my email here. Okay, I think what's the last thing? There's still one more. So I've added email, hobbies, okay, discipline. So I'm just going to do, yeah, discipline. Okay, so in my own case, I studied cell biology and genetics. So I'm just going to put that here. And genetics. Then I'm done with this key value pair. I use a comma again to separate it. And which other thing have I not added? My hobby. So I'm just going to do that. So I put hobby here. And I like listening to podcasts mostly. Let's just say listening to podcasts. Then for the last one, preferred programming language. I'm just and we just put Python here. And this right here is a dictionary in a list. Now, because I am adding multiple team members, I'll repeat the same process, but this time around, I'll create another dictionary within the same list. So to do that, remember, this is what a list looks like. So this is my first item. Or let me put this, let me do this. So this is supposed to be a list, and within my list, I have dictionary 1, I have dictionary 2, I have dictionary 3, and I have dictionary 4. So this is what I'm trying to achieve for dictionary 5. So that's why I called it a list of dictionaries. So in order to just save time and not type again, I'll just copy this and just repeat it 5 times. So I'll add a comma again. So I just edit this. Yeah, so I'm just going to change the name. Let's just call this person John. Let's just call this person AJ. I'll put this as aj@gmail.com. Leave this as cell biology and genetics. I'm just going to call this watching movies. Do the same thing again. So I'm going to change this to Michael. I'm going to change this to AM. I'm just going to put this change this to am@gmail.com. Let's just change this to traveling. Sorry, traveling. Also change this to Jane, and I'm just call this Jane, and then just say Kenya, and let's say jane@gmail.com, and let's just say just say this person likes watching movies. Okay, so what I just did here was to create a list of dictionaries. So there's supposed to be a comma. So to make it a bit readable, I'm looking to do something like this. Let's make it a bit readable. Now a bit of space. And then just give me a minute. This just help us just enhance readability.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're mostly done.
Yeah. So yeah. So what I just did right now is just to create a list of dictionaries. So I can decide to print this variable name. And all I just have to do is just come here. So I'll run this. All I just have to do is just come here and write print sim info. And let's see. Okay. Okay, because I think you kind of printed it this way. Okay, let me do something different. Because I'm using interactive mode, let me use this. Okay, yeah. So this will render very, very well. But if you are not using interactive mode, you have to like add the print syntax and pass the variable name into it. So you can see what I have here is a list of dictionaries, which is similar to what I highlighted here. Now, we're told to print out this username, this information of our team members in an orderly manner. And we are not supposed to use loops. We're not supposed to use conditional statements. We're not supposed to use any complex function. And one of the things we can use is we can use print statements to achieve this. So I can decide to do something like this. Remember, when we want to take items from a list, one of the things we do is that we write out the list name. So in this case, it's going to be team_info. I'll follow it with a square bracket, and we specify the index. And you also need to remember that Python uses a zero index. So the first item in Python is usually item 0. So this is item 0. This is item 1. Remember, it's a list of dictionaries. This is item 2. This is item 3. Yeah, this is item 3. So if I was interested in item 1, because it's a list, I just specify the variable name and I pass the index, which is going to be 0. If I try to print this, you can see that the first item, which is a dictionary, would be printed out. But it's not what I'm trying to achieve. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like print out the name of this individual without this curly brace. And in order to do that, I can first of all specify the first item first. Then if you remember, so before I do that, it's just something I want to show you. For dictionaries, when you are working with dictionaries, one of the things you can do is you can type out the dictionary name. So let's just say let me just quickly create a dictionary just to demonstrate that. So I'm just going to copy this and just call this dictionary and just paste this here. Now, one of the things I can do is, sorry, I can just, if I wanted to retrieve this item here, so this value which maps to this particular key. So the key here is name and the value is Adejuwon. The key here is Slack username and the value is also A_Adigite. Now, if I wanted to retrieve the value for this key, all I just have to do is just specify dictionary name and I follow it with a square bracket. Then once I specify the square bracket, the next thing I want to do is to specify the variable, the key name, which is going to be our name. And if I do this, one of the things you would see is it retrieves just the value that maps out or that correspond to this name. Now, I could apply the same pattern or the same logic to this. So since I know that this is a dictionary, so I'm just going to cut this and I'm going to delete this. So since I know that this is a dictionary, I can say that, okay, this is like a variable name for that dictionary. And in my own case, I'm trying to get this name here. So what I just do is I just do this, and I follow it with another square bracket, and I pass the key name there. And if I try to do this, you see it still gets me the same results. Now, in order to print this out in a very nice manner, one of the things I can do is I can use a print statement. So I do prints, and I pass this within that print statement. Then I can do something quite interesting. So I could do name, which is a string, and I use a comma to separate this. So every time you put a variable, you put a string or any value within the print statement, and you separate them with a comma, what you're telling Python to do is just print those two items on the same line. So if I try to do this and I run this, you can see, okay, so there's supposed to be a colon here. So you can see this is nicely printed. This tells me that, okay, name is Adejuwon. It takes away this curly brace you see here. So I could repeat the same thing again. I could repeat the same thing and just copy this and just paste it and just do something like this. So instead of it to be named, the next is going to be Slack username. So I will have Slack username here. And I'm just going to copy this and just paste this here. So the next one is going to be country. So I'm just going to copy this and just write country. And I'm also going to put country here. So this is me just telling Python to, you know what, how about you go through that list, pick the first item in that list, which is index 0. Now, the first item in that list happens to be a dictionary. How about you get me the value of the name of that first item in that list? That's what Python is basically doing with this print statement. So I'm going to take that again. I'm just telling Python to go to the first item. And if you look at the first item is a dictionary. Now, after you retrieve the first item in that dictionary, retrieve the value that corresponds to this key. So that's what this line of code right here, that's what it does. Now I could just copy this because of time. So I'm just going to copy this. There should be 5 details. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 6. So I'm going to add 3 more here, 3 more here. And I'm going to quickly change this to email. So I'm going to change this to email and change this to email. And the next is discipline.
Hello? I think he probably got disconnected. But for me, I think he's done. I think he solved the problem already. Anyways, I think he solved the problem already, probably got disconnected. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear
Yes,
you.
very well, we can.
Okay,
Yeah, we can hear you.
yeah, probably got
We
disconnected.
can hear you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe he got disconnected. But anyways, I think he already solved the task. For me, I don't think you need to print each of the individuals. The solution to the task was already when you define the first dictionary. Just print that dictionary. That's all. That's all we care about, really. You don't have to overcomplicate it. I saw many solutions and they wanted to print the individual items within the dictionary. It's a good exercise. I'm happy you guys are trying it out. You are complicating it, but yeah, immediately you define a dictionary successfully, and all the steps are done, then you should just submit it. It's not so difficult. Okay, so let's try R. So I can't recall who wanted to volunteer for R. Who was the person? Ornament. Is he here?
Yes, I am. Good evening.
Yeah. Oh, female. That's good. I thought a guy and a
Interesting.
yeah, I thought it was a guy, so I wasn't looking at anything.
So it's fine. Please confirm you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, okay. So I'll just I'll be using the Hackbio platform to do my coding,
That's
our
fine.
platform here. So let me go to the assignment. I can just copy everything. We need the names, Slack username, email, hobby, countries, and yada yada and everything. I think I'm going to try to be as fast as I can. So R has we have vectors, which is just one dimensional. So for vectors, you can only have a particular kind of data type. So if you want to have numbers, it only has to house numbers. If you have characters, it only has to house characters. It cannot house both numbers and characters at the same time. And then there is matrix. Matrix is like two-dimensional. So you get a matrix from a vector after you finish defining your vector. So I would start with the name since it is part of what we would need. So the way you assign a variable in R is quite different from Python. Python is really straightforward. You just do equal to, but R is a bit more dramatic. You do the greater than sign. Is that greater than or less than? Less than. Anyway, and a dash. That's how we assign variables. So if you want to create a vector, you have to put a C and then lowercase actually and parentheses. This is how you define a vector. And if you want to get a matrix, you get a matrix out of a vector. You just put it into another vector and call matrix, which is like a function, and it will form a matrix. I think I'm going to just do a matrix. For my group, we did a data frame. So, and then a data frame is like it's a three-dimensional kind of data structure. So it can house numbers, it can house characters, or whatnot. Just put all of it together. Data frame can handle that. So I'll go straight into the assignment. So for the name, it's still the same thing. I don't think I want to do that thing. No. That's going to stress me. So name, confirm you can still see my screen. My network is a bit shaky.
We can still see your screen, don't worry.
Okay. So this is my name. And then my team members, I'm just going to randomly pick arbitrary names. So assuming there is a James there. Sorry. And then we have Yinka. That is somebody's name, child. And we have Julius. And that's four. One more should be a lady. And we have Rose. Yeah. So this is my vector for the names. Going to the next thing. Oh my god, I can't remember what that is. Slack username. So Slack username, I would do Slack name. So your naming convention needs to be in line with the rules and the regulations. That's why I have an underscore instead of a dash in between a hyphen rather in between the name and Slack. Then I generate my vector again. Okay. So my Slack username is ornament. So we'll just start with that ornament and see. And for James, his Slack username is J. For Yinka, her Slack username is Yinks. And for Julius, oh my, his Slack username is Starboy. And for Rose, her Slack username is Flower. And so that's my second vector for the Slack username. And the next thing was country. I would just do as I remember. Now there's no need going back. So I think I have everything in my head. So my vector again, country, I am Nigerian. So I write Nigeria. But James is from Congo. So he's a Congolese. And Yinka is from Benin Republic. Her mother is Nigerian, so they decided to give her a Nigerian name.
Using actual information of people.
No, these are random things.
Okay.
It's me creating a story to just make it
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah,
It's
continue.
not real. Julius. Julius is from Japan, and Rose. Rose. Rose is from Cambodia. Okay. Oh no, that is not going to work. And then we have emails. Oh wow, interesting. Email. Oh, sorry about that. So my anecdotal email address is uto@gmail.com. At gmail.com. And you have to put that in between quotation marks, please. So what I'm just going to do is copy this so that it will be fast when when I am doing the rest of the people. So to just make this look neat, I think I'm only going to keep 2 per line and move the rest to the other line. So for James, we'll just leave it at james@gmail.com. With a comma. So to the next line, I need it neat enough. That's why I came to the next line. So for Yinka, she's going to bear the name Yinka. Yinka@gmail.com. For Julius, it's going to be julius@gmail.com. And my dear Rose is going to be rose@gmail.com. For us, it's the same. So I'm done with that. I just didn't want to scroll up and down so that you could still see my screen. That was why I did that. But for convenience, you can just make sure you define it very well. The next thing was hobby. Okay. So I define again. So for me, my hobby is sleeping. James's hobby is soccer.
Really, your hobby is sleeping.
Well, for the purpose of this, it is sleeping. Um, for Yinka loves cooking. Julius. Julius. Julius likes to reading. And for Rose, my dear Rose, she loves traveling. So really, everything is supposed to start in capital letters. So I would just correct that. Um, there would be no need for you to clean this data when you get it. Sorry. And S. So I think I'm done with hobbies. And then the next is discipline. And I define again. So my discipline is pharmacy. James is biotechnology. No, my God. Okay. For Yinka, Yinka is genetics. Julius is a microbiologist. No, just a biologist. Biology. So, and my dear Rose, she is a computer scientist. Computer science. My team is really versatile. We have so many people there with different disciplines. And the last thing is preferred language. So for our preferred language, um, everybody likes to code with R here. We are R benders in my team. So R in 5 different ways. That's 3. Okay. 4. We're almost there. 5. That was a lot. So we're done. If I want to create a data frame, so I will just do creating the data frame, creating the data frame. You will assign it to a name. So I could just call it team info, just like the other one, because that is basically what it is, team info. And still this time around, I don't need to use a C because I am not creating a vector. I forgot to put my C here. Oops, that would have given me an error. You have to be very careful not to get overexcited when you're coding. You're going to receive multiple error codes or error messages. So with the function to create a data frame is data.frame, and you open your brackets. So just list everything in the name. I have Slack name, Slack underscore name. Oh, this is going to be very useful. And country, interesting. Email. What else did I write? I think there was discipline. Discipline. This is what I was trying to avoid when I broke the email. And the last thing is preferred language. Confirm you can still hear me.
Perfectly.
Okay. So this is it. I'm going to, normally I would have just run this here, but if I do it like this, you won't see my data frame. So I am going to write out my data frame name. Where is my cursor? So team info, and then drum rolls, fingers crossed.
Are you
If it
scared?
gives no error. Uh, I don't know. It's not coming out. I don't know what just happened, but really, I did not do anything wrong. It is supposed to
Use,
pop up
I
here.
think you should print, right?
Okay, so let me use print. Oh, maybe this is different. Yeah, it is different from my regular coding platform. Yeah. Okay, fingers crossed again. Still the same thing.
Yeah, I think you are timed out already. So just copy
Eh?
everything. Yeah, you are timed out already. Copy everything and
Yeah, let me refresh.
so we can give you an indefinite connection to the platform because yeah, for security reasons. Basically.
Okay, so we have this really beautiful data frame right here. So for me, you will see no, I don't like that. Why did I start my name in small letter? I am a noun. I am going to run it again. Yes. Okay, so everybody's name is capitalized. So you see James, or you see the name, Slack name, country. It entered this other row because I mean the box is quite small. If not, you would have seen everything on one line. So it's just easy to view it as you can see. So this is everything about me and everything about James, everything about Inka, everything about Julius, and everything about Ross. So behold my teammates. That would be
Thank you
all.
very much. Thank you
Or
very.
would you want me to create a metric?
No, it's fine. We know you know it. We know you know it. Don't worry.
No, not that.
Anyways, thank you very much. And I observed that you are also able to detect before you run a code if there is an error. That's a very good skill. Sometimes you have to run the code before you realize the error, but it's also a very good skill if even before you run the code as you are typing, you can see the potential errors that would come out if you run the code, if you go ahead with the code. That's a very good skill. Just a question for you, Neil. No, is it Neil? No, not Neil.
Is it
Honorable.
me, Uto?
Yeah, honorable. Yeah, okay. Did you know how to code in R before now?
Yeah, I did know how to. I knew like okay, this is what you do with our and well superficially yes. So that will not explain too much.
Okay. So you knew how to code in R before now?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Um, okay, Richard has some comments. Richard, go ahead.
Yeah, all right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, so well done to the presenters. And please forgive us. It's not our fault. You see, Nigerians, men can be called David. I didn't know that, but it's fine. Well done. Well done.
Oh,
So
David is my surname.
It's
My
a
name
last
is
name.
we come again.
It's a last
David
name.
is my surname. That's my surname.
Oh, really?
Yes.
We will discuss this on the culture night.
Okay.
All right, so I had wanted to ask if um like the when you are creating the vectors, do you have to make sure that the list follows in a specific order, or you can just do it anyhow?
So
In
if
that,
I
yeah, go ahead.
get your question correctly, you mean if when I'm creating the vectors, I have to make sure that if the first input is for my name, the rest of the list, the rest of the vectors I'm going to create, the first input would be for my name, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yes, it has to be like that. So you give the correct information. If not, I would give what's for me. I would impute what's for me to another person.
Yeah, very good. So I think overall the two of you did a great job. And
Oh, thank
I
you.
think a lot of people fall in love with R. I can see that. Well done to the two of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I also see that there is a little bit of argument on which one is easier between Python and R. What's your take, anyone? Does anybody have any additions to the ongoing argument?
Well, I think Python is a bit easier. Oh, no, I won't say it's a bit easier. I think Python is more intuitive and more beginners friendly. I feel like when you're writing Python, you're like speaking English compared to R. That's what I think.
Okay. For me, I think they are both English speaking. It's as if you are speaking English in both cases. But yeah,
It depends on the language you start with. If you start with Python, Python will look easier than R. If you start with R, R will look easier than Python. But both of them is just depends on who you start with, basically, because they follow the same logic if you look at it.
yeah, yeah, to a very large extent, they do. Okay. Um, yeah, Peter actually started it.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't done Python before, and it's my first time going for R, starting with R. So from what Adejiwon did, I think R is a bit straightforward for me. Like,
Yeah, sorry, I'm really I don't know if probably my language is unclear or my spoken English, or maybe the words I use are also unclear. So I'm actually getting confused with I'm having a conversation with El Shenawi right now on help, and I've repeatedly mentioned that he should go to stage 0, but it seems he's not getting my word, or maybe I just call him on stage 0. But if anybody is able to explain better, please, probably an intern also that was confused initially and can make it easier, like understand how to simply navigate to stage 0 channel on Slack. So I mean, I'm just looking for help here. Okay, Meltem says she liked her more. R all the way. Wow, there seems to be a lot of competition about R and Python. But yeah, if anybody is able to help out, I'm honestly not able to find better ways to communicate this.
Wally, sorry. This is Yinka. I think what may have caused the confusion was the tasks that we had in the modules. So I mean, initially I thought the stage 0 task was going to be in module 3. But then I went back and I was like, okay, this is different. So it was something that you had to do differently. So I think his confusion is that he's probably not seeing it in the module, but it's a separate task that there was a link to, and obviously he's not been following the link. So I think that is the problem.
Okay. Hopefully he can get out of this conundrum. So I will share my screen again. Is El Shenawi still here?
Yeah, I am. Hello?
No, you are not. I think this is Adigite responding, right?
Oh, okay. I thought I had my
Oh.
name.
Are you El Shenawi? Okay. I think he's no longer on the call anyways. Okay, he's no longer on the call. But yeah, I'll stop recording.